I am Sergeant Colleen Gerard, and I am one of the few left of the Ventrillian Nobles 441st Fire Dragoons, the finest Imperial Guard regiment in the Emperor's universe. Our last mission was to defend a vital supply drop zone on the planet of Vilgus from a massive orc invasion. We were outnumbered hundreds to one, but we stand firm, our lasguns blazing, our blades sharp, our uniforms pristine, and the light of the Emperor in our eyes. For honor and faith, we faced the monsters at mankind's door. The battle raged on for weeks, with wave after wave of orcs charging at us. Our ranks thinned as our comrades fell around us, their bodies torn asunder by orc mortars and heavy bombardments from the gargants in the distance. But we never faltered, never wavered in our determination to protect the Emperor's realm. Our Baneblade super heavy tanks are the only thing keeping the massive Xeno horde at bay, as the heavy, long-ranged fire caused great damage to the orcs, and even makes craters on the ground where the orcs keep running to, and they keep dying. The orcs are ferocious. Their sheer numbers overwhelm the mind. We fought and kept fighting with all we had, but it seemed like we were fighting a losing battle. Our lasguns overheated, our tank shells were running out, and our bodies suffered the wear and tear of holding the line. On this day, the orcs rushing in seemed to be fewer. Some of the ignoble troops smiled as they thought this meant we broke them. The captain knows as well as I do that this is not a good omen. Something is happening that eludes us. Captain Tamarin Jeffries gathers what's left of the regiment, not more than a few dozen men and women, and connects the Vox to the comms to the crews of the battle tanks and heavy weapon emplacements to listen to him. He says, "Gentlemen and ladies, the day seems grim as we continue to hold this defensive line against these foul beasts, alongside the bodies of our brave comrades, our friends and brothers in arms. And I will tell you this, were you not born for more? Was not man destined to rule the stars? Yes, Captain!" We yell with one voice as our spirits vibrate as one. Do you want to be tarnished by the disgrace of waiting to die instead of fighting the enemy head-on? No! We all yell again. Do you want to end up on a pike, being the dinner of a foul, disgusting, green-skinned beast? No! Do you want the memories of your fallen comrades to be remembered as the ones who died without facing these monsters? No! Very well, because now we will attack. We will bring the righteous fire, steel, and blade to them. We attack! Sergeant Colleen, the captain addressed me after his fiery speech, now with a calm and relaxed demeanor as we were drinking a recap on his state of Ventrillia. Sergeant, we will form armored columns and we will attack right at the center of the horde. No maneuvers. Straight to the enemy. Relay this if you please, and form up. All the regiment had received the same orders. And now, we move. Baneblades at the front, all troopers behind, and layman Rooses on the sides. We are now a rolling steel menace, and this is what I was born to do. For my family, for my planet, and the Imperium, we march too. The orcs rush out to meet us. The super heavy tanks destroy everything everywhere at the front, and as the captain's plan unfolds, the orcs attack from the side and are met by the Layman Russ tanks and us. I take my dueling blade out right away as I unload the last rounds in my pack. We fight in close, and we kill and take damage all the same. I kill an orc that came running, but the captain makes it all freeze and watch, and the fighting stops as he challenged the boss. Hey, you disgusting beast! You wish for the boss of the humans? Here I am, you grotesque monster! The captain says as he points to the orc with his power sword, a classic Ventrillian duel challenge. We kill the orcs that froze right away, because we mind our manners with humans, and beasts need to be put down. This only lasted a microsecond as the captain was now fighting the boss. In typical orky fashion, the orc boss swung his huge claw around, and the captain danced around him with a power sword like a hurricane of violence, cutting and stabbing in and out. The moves were bait to make the orc rage. Of course, it worked, and he rushes in. The captain stabbed the orc boss right in the eyes and took off half his head in 2 moves. Something happened to the orcs. The ones closer to us kept fighting, but the ones coming seemed to retreat. Suddenly, all the Vox channels open, and we hear, Attention all Imperial forces, this is Fleet Commander Agitar. Several Imperial task forces of Adeptus Astaris and Astra Militarum are being deployed in force. This is now designated Sentinel Planet. The Lord Commander orders us all to attack. All troops join the nearest task force and cleanse this world. Ave Imperator. Hold the line, keep fighting, and join the warriors that come. With faith and honor, we are going to win. In the eastern fringe of the Imperium of Man, the planet Ventrillia shines in splendor, luxury, beauty, and wealth. Ventrillia is a mining world, which means this planet is very valuable not only to the Imperium, but also to the Mechanicum, the very ones whose duty is the fabrication and development and the continuous production of vehicles, ammo, weapons, ships, and everything that's needed for an entire galaxy at war. Welcome back. Once again, we dive deep into the history, lore, and many other stories that are within the galaxy, as a new journey will lead us to learn about new human cultures and history, as the servants of the Emperor come in all forms, and from uncountable ways across the million worlds in the Imperium. And even with the Great Rift ripping the galaxy into chaos, as the light of the Emperor shines brighter, and as the Indomitus fleets strike at the heart of the enemy, and being punishment to the cruel traitors, to the vile Xenos, and any and all creatures that threaten humanity, the darkness retreats. Remember to subscribe if you enjoy the content and leave a like. If you enjoyed the video, leave a comment and tell me what you think and what topic or story you would like to explore. And now, let us continue. What is the source of the wealth and riches that have made the Imperial citizens of Ventrillia able to live in such lavish conditions? The Ventrillia gemstones, highly valued by the Magos of the Adeptus Mechanicus, as these mysterious gemstones have great value for manufacturing and research, and to ensure a safe and steady supply of these gems. Ventrillia is in exchange provided with the most advanced and best quality military gear, equipment, armament of all kinds, and even an abundance in supply of Baneblade super heavy tanks. The planet Ventrillia has a very rich, deep, and proud military culture that stretches back to pre-imperial times away from galactic spanning human empires. Military service is rooted in tradition and family honor. Honor, you see, is very important and a key cultural part of Ventrillian life, as many times officers will meet each other in duels with swords, called quick blades, or the heavier versions, called wayhanders, to first blood, and if the offense is too much, even to the end. The Ventrillians live in luxury compared to most of the Imperial citizens living in hive worlds. They live in good housing conditions, luxury states for high officials, and very spacious and finely made apartments, either on the surface or underground in hive-like cities, but filled with exquisite luxuries and taste. This is made with the best materials there are in the Imperium. But all of this said, this is an Imperial planet in a galaxy at war. Ventrillia has a traditional military society that predates the Imperium. The newfound wealth found millennia ago with the mysterious Ventrillia gemstones has lifted the standard of living of Ventrillians to the highest, but it has not made them weak or soft, and to deny themselves military service to the Imperium would be a great dishonor to their families. The young in Ventrillia live a high quality of life, with great living conditions and eating bigger and better rations. Also, by the way, they do not eat corpse starch, which is one of the most eaten food ingredients in the Imperium. The young have to pass a mysterious ritual known as the Trial of the Lava Lakes. The lore is not so deep to explain what this contains, but what is sure is that it will push the Ventrillian youth to their maximum ability, and most likely, not all who take it end up coming back on the other side. But the ones who do are eligible for training and to join the ranks of the Ventrillian Nobles Astra Militarum regiment. The ruthless and extreme discipline that is there to make the Ventrillian Nobles one of the most powerful and reliable troops. They are specialized in close-quarter combat, as the history of dueling in Ventrillia has made them fierce and almost unbeatable swordmasters. The Ventrillian Nobles use their wealth not only to be fitted with the absolute best gear, as the lowest rank troop of the regiment is dressed in sharp, dashing parade uniforms. These uniforms with glorious gold braids, feathers on their helmets, armour of the quality that would make the Tempestus Scion jealous. They carry a standard issue lasgun and the Ventrillian dueling sword for close combat. And these aristocratic troops are born and raised to bring their family's honour to the highest point in time. The other important topic is that the Ventrillian Nobles utilise their vast amount of resources and Imperial credits to choose what combat zone to be deployed in, as they show their generosity towards giving donations and gifts to high officers in the Departamento Monitorium, as this is the Imperium's department that controls the supply and demand of the Astra Militarum Imperial Guard Regiment's deployments, and they also do this to the rogue traders that pass by the system. Accomplishing this permits the nobles to go to places where they have great adventure, face great enemies, and of course, obtain great riches in victory. However, as it is in the Imperium, the Imperial Guard is often deployed with multiple and different regiments in force, as their main strength are numbers and superior artillery firepower, as the Astra Militarum is the hammer that crushes the enemies of the Imperium into cosmic dust. When other regiments are attached to the contingent of the Ventrillian Nobles, they receive ignobles induction packages. This is a package that contains a mockery of the Ventrillian uniform adornments, the helmet feather made of plastic, a cheap knockoff of the dueling sword, a knife, and fake gold braids. But every trooper will disregard this mockery when they see the package contains extra large rations, and brandy of course. But sadly, the designated ignoble troopers will always be made to be the first wave of attack. The most notable engagement of the Ventrillian Nobles was in the Vilgus Planet War of Beasts, as the planet Vilgus, now most likely secured, has large parts of it, and in its system there are huge battle zones filled with all the threats one can imagine. Orcs, chaos, gene stealer cults, the Eldar, the Dark Eldar, and God knows what more, as Vilgus is one of the most important strategic points in the Imperium. The 118th Opal Ratios Regiment is engaged in combat against Orc forces and has suffered almost complete destruction of its regiment, but they never surrender and manage to complete their mission, as to hold the line to serve the Emperor and to keep the hopes of humanity in victory still. Thank you once again for being here. Let me know if you enjoyed this video by leaving a like, subscribing, and telling me in the comments what is your favourite Warhammer 40k faction and story. Thank you and have a great day, my friends. Keep the light of the Emperor burning.